Hey guys, today I'm doing a tutorial on how to make frag movies. It's going to be pretty in-depth. Sorry if I'm not very good at talking over the mic. I usually make frag movies, so this is going to be a little bit awkward. But we're going to go ahead and start. Keep this short to the point. It might be a little long though. I just want to get everything in it as much as I can. I'm not very great at making them. I wouldn't consider myself very good. I'm decent at making them, but I do know how to make them. I'll be showing that in this video. So the first thing that you need to do is go to advancedfx.org, and I'll have that in the link, and actually I'll have this in the description. I'll have this link in the description. It's advancedfx.org. It's the download for HLAE or Half-Life Advanced Effects. You always want to click current release. It may be different. If it is, it'll be the same process you have to go through here. So just click the green one, it'll say current release. Click there and click the zip file and go ahead and download that. And you're going to need to put the zip file on your desktop. I've already downloaded it, but I'm going to go ahead and redo it. So here I have the zip file. This is what it's supposed to be after you extract it. I'm going to delete that. Pretend it's like I have not done this before. So extract it to your desktop. It's probably going to go on my second screen. Oh no, it's right here. Actually worked. Alright, so then you need to open it once you've extracted it. Look for the actual program, HLAE, and it's going to ask you check for updates automatically. Select yes, and it'll let you know if it's out of date. Then all you really ever have to do is go to Tools, Developer, Custom Loader, and here it's going to open this. This is how you launch HLAE, and if you launch it through Steam here on Counter-Strike, it won't launch HLAE. You have to launch it through here, but to set it up first, we have to get to the hook DLL, which go to Browse, and right here, AFX hook source, just double click that, and then it'll be set. Go to your program path, which is wherever you have your Counter-Strike EXE. So you want to go to local disk, program files, look for Steam, and it could be on a different disk. It's usually on your C drive though. Go to Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and right here, CSGO, and click Open. And now it's set that to load CSGO, because this does work for other games like Source. I don't think it works for 1.6, I'm not sure. I know it works for a few other Source games though. So click OK, and it's going to load it up. It may take a few seconds, consider if you haven't used it before, it might take a little bit longer. It usually doesn't take very long to load. Also, a quick fair warning, this is technically a hack because it's adding extra files to the game, but it's launched with the -insecure flag, which means it's telling it that you've added stuff. Like right here, you've launched the game with the -insecure flag, which will not give you a VAC ban, but if I try to connect to competitive matchmaking, like here I go to competitive, I'm gonna immediately, it'll say you're not allowed to, because I have the -insecure flag, which will stop you from getting a VAC ban. So never take that off. It's already gonna be on, so you don't have to worry about it. Here though, say HLAE, what it does, in case you're wondering, is it lets you do a lot of extra stuff related to movie making or frag movie making, and it makes you can do a lot of extra stuff that you couldn't do in the normal version of the game. So first, I'm gonna show you some things you can do that I personally like to do in my frag movies. So we're gonna go here to the Watch tab. Downloaded, and I actually haven't downloaded this one, but I want to use this Inferno match I just played earlier. I'm going to download that. Might take a second. Alright, so we're back, and here I've opened up the demo to the round where I got the ace. However, maybe, hang on. Alright, here I'm at the round where I got that ace that I put. It was down banana. But you might notice how I have this white cursor, and I can't press escape. When I press escape, it does not open the settings, and it's stuck on auto director, and I'm really glad it did this because it'll give me a good example to go off to show you how to fix this. So this often happens, not all the time, but sometimes it does. So immediately what you want to do is open up the console and type in kill server. There's other ways you can do quit, I'm pretty sure, but that will take you out of the demo. What you want to do is, depending on the map, say it was Inferno and it did that, and this is kind of weird, I don't really understand it, but it does fix it, is you want to type in something like map d_inferno. And for some odd reason, if you load it up in a bot game through the console and you go back, it will fix it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but that's honestly the only way I've found to fix it. You don't have to close out of the game or anything, but if you load it up, so notice how I couldn't press escape. I could open the console, and that was just about it. It was stuck on auto director, and I had that white cursor going around. So here, if I load it up in a bot match on the same map, it has to be the same map, so it'll always be like map. If it was Dust2, D_Dust2. All I have to do is hop in, don't even have to play it. Once I'm in, I can log back out, go back to match that you were on, so that was Inferno, go back to the ace, let it load, and now it should have gotten rid of all that. It's really simple fix. It's kind of weird, but I saw this on a forum earlier. It was really helpful, because it's very annoying. Instead of having to completely restart your game in Steam, it fixes it for you. See how it says auto director, but when I click, I can control it. I can open console. I can also open escape to turn on the volume. Might have been a little bit louder earlier. Sorry about that. I'm not sure. Alright, so here, first things first, what I like to do is I like to pause it, and I open demo UI by opening the console, which, in case you don't have that enabled, you can go to Help and Options, Game Settings, and enable, right here, Enable Developer Console, and enable that. Now, here's your console, and demo UI, what that does is opens this, which is how you can resume. You can play it at 2 times, and then resume, and then you can pause it, play it at 4th speed, half speed. You can even manually do it to go less than any of these presets here. You can skip around, forward, go around back. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can even drag it along here, but mainly you won't have to use it too much. Actually, you do use it quite a lot to get different spots of the round. So here, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pause it, let it load a few seconds, and immediately I'll type in merv_deathmessage debug 1. What that does is every time someone gets a kill in a round, it gives someone a number, and what you can do with that number is you can change the death notices so it only shows yours by blocking every number except for that. And I'll show you how this works in just a second. So here, if we go ahead and play the round, let it play. I'm gonna put it 2 times, 4 times, 1 time. So I got a kill there. I look here, UID attacker 22, and then right here I think I get another kill. I get 2 actually in 1 shot. I think it was a collateral. No. There, while I'm flashing, I got collateral, and then another. I've gotten 4 kills. You see 4 22s, and then speed up. I think I get 1 more. Right there. And that is, there's 5 22s. So I know my number is 22. What we're going to want to do is go back to the beginning of the round. And I like to wait, click resume. Always let a few seconds run. Just like maybe 2 seconds at most. Not even. It doesn't really matter how much. Just like a second or 2. Run. And then switch to you. Or it doesn't matter if you switch to you. Then type these commands in. You want to wait a second or 2. Let it do a second or 2. Also, a quick tip, I like to bind my demo UI, so I don't have to type it manually. I did bind that to demo UI, like that, and then I have that key. It doesn't close it, but when I exit out, I can open it just by pressing a key. So here I'm going to zoom on me. I know my number is 22. So my first thing I'm going to want to do is merv_deathmessage block, exclamation point 22, and then the star, which is above the 8 key. And what that does is it blocks everything except for number 22. So now it only will show mine throughout the entire game. Next, do merv_deathmessage highlight 22. No, I'm sorry, highlight ID 22. And that will highlight it with the red, like it's like you're playing an actual game, and it highlights it for you. Next, and the final last one, and this is why you want to let a few seconds run, or else it'll start loading up kills up, and it'll mess up this kill feed and load up ones from before. Is merv_deathmessage CFG space notice lifetime. I like to usually do like 30, maybe 50. It's how many seconds it'll stay up, and if it's from the beginning of the round to the end of the round, you might want to make it longer. That's how many seconds you want your kills to stay up on the screen. So now I click resume, and I go there, it'll show everything. Before I do that, what I want to do is, you might notice it's a little bit choppy here, and my gun models are messed up here. So what I want to do to fix that is I'll go CL_interpolate, and I'll click 0, and what that does, and then click resume. You have to do this while it's paused. So pause it, type CL_interpolate 0, and then click resume. And it's going to be even laggier. It's going to be really bad now. You want to pause it again, go back, and set it back to 1 while it's paused, and then click resume, and that will fix the lag. And if it hasn't fixed the lag, try it 1 or 2 more times. If it still hasn't, then you just have to deal with it, and there's not much you can do. That's how the demos can be sometimes. Alright, so now that I've gotten all that set up, I like to make the game look as good as I can. So first what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go to video settings. I'll set my motion blur on. If you don't already play with this, I don't recommend that you play with vertical sync and motion blur. But if you already play with it, you don't have to change anything. But make sure everything's on high. And I put my VSync on, my motion blur to make it look really nice. And not only that, but also there's some extra console commands. And my screen may be black right now because it's loading it. It's very glitchy. I should be back now. Alright. So now that I've already added, okay, so now that I've selected the video settings to make it look very nice, I'm going to go back to the console here, and there's some extra stuff you can do. So first you want to type in sv_cheats, and set that to 1, and that'll let you do some extra commands that are really nice. What I like to do to make it look better in the console is sv_sky namespace vertigo, sorry my bad, vertigo blue underscore HDR, and you'll know it works if it shows all these like 4 or 5 red lines here. That'll tell you that it's worked. It just does that whenever you get it right, you type it right. So after that, you want to do FOV. It doesn't matter what order you do these in. I'm just doing it in the first order that comes to mind. FOV underscore CS debug 100, and that makes the FOV look a lot bigger, which is, I like that. It's really good for frag movies. And this won't work in an actual game. That's why you have SV cheats on, which you can't turn on in an actual competitive game. Another thing you can do is fog underscore enable 0, fog underscore override 1. I like to do matte underscore color correction 0, and I also like to do, I think there's one more. Or no, that's about it. That's usually all I really have to do. Oh no, I'm sorry, yeah. Is view model underscore FOV 68, which I already have it set to there. That you can actually put while you're playing a comp. It just puts your gun out farther. Like, look, normally I think it'd be something like 59 or 60, like this. Look at how where my knife is. And if I open this up and if I set it to, let me minimize the console so you can actually see. There you go. If I do view model underscore 68, which is the maximum, it goes out farther. It just looks a lot nicer. You can see more of your gun. Alright, so now that you've done all that, do CL underscore draw only depth notice as 1, and click resume, and now it will play very well. And I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to record this clip, and then I'll meet you in Sony Vegas to show you how I edit this.